welcome to our performance hall. Serving our community for more than 100 years, Hochstein celebrates all who enter here as supporters of the arts. We ask that you take notice of the emergency exits located at all corners of the hall on both levels. Restrooms are to the back of the hall, downstairs. Additional accessible bathrooms are located on the main level in the school building. Please take a moment to silence your electronic devices. For the courtesy of everyone in attendance and on stage, we ask that you remain seated and only enter and exit during applause or a break in the program. Thank you, and enjoy the performance.
Those who are in person and those who are tuning in remotely via live stream, hopefully from the comfort of your living room couch. Welcome. We're excited to play for you tonight. It has been a fun and productive and very fast 6 weeks. It always is for me. It always is. It flies by. But it's been a lot of fun working with the group. You have a very talented and fun bunch of children here, and it's been my pleasure to work with them on this program over the last 6 Saturdays. I think they've showed a lot of musical growth, and we're excited to play this program for you tonight. So thanks again for being here. The piece you just heard was called Accolade by Mark Lortz, and that piece was commissioned by Perry Hill High School in Perry Hill, Maryland, for the 50th anniversary of the opening of the school. The piece is subtitled Fanfare for the 50th, which is not in the program, but that's the inspiration for that piece. So naturally, it's very upbeat and celebratory in nature. The next piece that we're going to play is completely different in style and character than what you just heard. And that piece is also a commissioned work, but of a very different nature. The Lullaby in the Mirror was commissioned by an organization called the United Sound Organization, and they're based out of Mesa, Arizona. The mission of that group is to create new and unique performance experiences for young musicians with special needs through a peer mentoring lens. And they do amazing work there. And this piece was commissioned for them. They have a couple of different aspects of their program, and one of them is called the Composers Project, where they commission composers to write music specifically for this. And this piece was one of those commissions. And the title, Lullaby in the Mirror, is supposed to be representative of the students in the program reflecting on themselves and their musical growth and their growth as people through this program, which is where the title kind of comes from. So this piece evokes a lot of emotion and passion and is very reflective in nature. And I remember really loving this piece when I first heard it. I heard a recording of it and I thought, wow, this is really nice, and it's not exactly what I expected. And I think the students have done a really good job of bringing that passion and that emotion off the page. A lot of times, and if you've been to concerts here with me before, you know I say this a lot, but oftentimes the slower, more lyrical pieces are the difficult ones because it requires like a heightened, more mature sense of musicality, and to really nail what the composer was intending. And I think that these guys have really done that. So. And Richard Saucedo is a very prominent and very well-respected band composer who writes a lot of music for concert band, particularly this age group. So this is a much more tranquil, reflective piece. So I hope you enjoy it. The Lullaby in the Mirror. Before we move on to the next piece, I want to just draw your attention to the back of your program, which is not just a concert program, but it's also a save the date. We do that on purpose. As I do every year at this concert at this time, I want to draw your focus to a concert in February from our Youth Wind Symphony, which is the high school version of this group. So the Youth Wind Symphony meets in January, February, same exact structure and setup as this group. We meet for 6 weeks, Saturdays, noon to that whole thing. We start right after the new year. And we give a concert in mid-February. And I think it's important for students in this group and parents and families to see and be aware that that group exists, because all of those students, most of them all came from this group when they were in middle school. That group consists of, it is our flagship wind band at Hochstein, and it consists of many of the very top-level wind and percussion players in the region. Many of those students are the ones who are also selected for All-County, Area All-State, Conference All-State, All-Eastern, all of that. And we play very difficult music, and they do a phenomenal job. So if you're able to, I always think it's great, especially as many of these students will be at some point maybe eligible to play in that group in high school. Would be great to have you here for that concert, or it'll also be live streamed if you would like to tune in. But it's a good one, and we've got some good music planned for this year. So would love to have you, and just want to make you aware of that. So we always put that on the back of the program, so you kind of have it. And hope to see you there. Our next piece is called Nordic Sketches by Pierre La Plante, and like our other two pieces, also a commissioned work. I didn't do this on purpose. I realized in doing my program notes that many of these pieces on this program are all commissioned works for one reason or another. This is a set of 3 Norwegian folk songs, and kind of in a fast, slow, fast format, and was also commissioned for, I believe, a middle school in Madison, Wisconsin. Pierre La Plante is from Wisconsin. He is a very respected composer, but also a career-long public school music teacher who also taught college, taught a lot of classroom vocal music throughout his career in Wisconsin, the Madison area maybe. So this piece was, this set of folk songs was commissioned again for a middle school in that area by him. So, and it's in the 3-movement format, so like with any multi-movement piece, we ask that you please hold your applause until the end of the 3rd movement. You'll know when it's over. It's a fast movement, slow movement, fast movement. And I've always liked this piece and have never gotten around to programming it. So I'm glad that I got a chance to do it with such a talented group. They've done a really nice job. So hope you enjoy Nordic Sketches. Thank you again for being such a great audience. And before we wrap up with our last piece, I just want to, as always, I always try to do, is to recognize all people that are involved behind the scenes that help make not just this ensemble, but all of the things we do at Hochstein happen. So all the faculty and staff here that work tirelessly to keep all of our classes and programs and ensembles running. It's truly a wonderful group of people to work with here. And in the program for tonight, specifically those people who are critical to the running of this ensemble and this concert. So I want to publicly thank all of them. And it's a pleasure, as always, to work with all of them. And they make my job so easy. Can't say enough about all the stuff behind the scenes, you really can. And I'd also like to recognize, as I always try to do at these concerts, is the band directors, music teachers, private teachers of these students who help to prepare them. And this is a group that came in really knowing their stuff in week one. And those of you that sit in rehearsals, I know there are several of you that sit in rehearsals over the weeks, and you kind of see things grow. I think you know how important it is for the students to know, like, the basics of their parts before they come in. I mean, that's how we're able to dig so deep into the music, is because they come here kind of knowing the basics, the notes and rhythms and all that stuff, and then it allows us to dig really deep over the course of our time together. So, and that, a big part of that is the preparation they do in between rehearsals and also like before the first rehearsal. So if you could join me in a round of applause for our band directors, our music teachers, our private teachers. Thank you very much. They also have to deal with all my annoying emails about recruiting and questions about students' dismissal scores and all that stuff as we're putting the group together. So, I thank them. Their role in all this is more critical than I think most people even know. So, we're lucky to have such amazingly great music teachers, not only in this county but in this region. So, thank you to all of them, and of course, thank you to all of you. Parents, caregivers, family members. It is not lost on me that when you read in the program the list of participating school districts, We have about 18 or 15 or 16 school districts represented in this group. Sometimes it's more. It's not lost on me that some of those school districts are not close to here. And there are some students and families that drive an hour or over to be here every Saturday. So thank you so much. That means so much to me that they're able to be a part of this. We had a really good team here this fall, and I'm going to miss them a lot. But thank you to all of you for supporting them, supporting their musical growth, driving them here, in some cases driving back home to get music and reads after you've gotten here. Yeah, you know who you are. I know. We've had a few of those. Always every year, a couple. But in all seriousness, that is such an important part of it too. So thank you to all of you. It's nice to see the finished product. You know, they've done a great job. So yeah, our last piece is called Zombie Tango. I alternate and do this piece like every other year. It's a nod to the season, spooky season, and it's a nice little way to teach the tango dance style too. So thank you to all of you. I appreciate all your support. Enjoy your Saturdays back. I will miss all of them, but we do get our Saturdays back. Have a happy and safe Halloween. Go Bills, anything else, I don't know. Thank you very much. Take care.